I consider myself a writer too, and there were some literary poets, but writers too, and artists and painters. Pablo Neruda, I'll say Pablo Neruda, great Chilean poet. When I read him, he changed the way I looked, got me into writing poetry. It was Pablo Neruda. And then when I read later, Gabriel Garcia Marquez, the Colombian novelist who wrote 100 Years of Solitude, who was like Miles Davis. And all these people for me were like Miles Davis. And then Pablo Picasso as a painter, because they kept changing. Pablo Neruda was always changing with the way he approached poetry, the way he approached it. And Garcia Marquez was always changing as a novelist when he wrote 100 Years of Solitude, which was a runaway international bestseller. And both of those people won the Nobel Prize. The next book he wrote was Autumn of the Patriarch, which was 6 paragraphs. 6 paragraphs. All of it, the last paragraph was one sentence, 105-page sentence. You know what I mean? I mean, he had all these voices of it, and I was like, this guy is nuts. You know what I mean? He's nuts. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like he had all these, and he was always changing. And the same thing with Picasso. If you go into the Picasso Museum in Barcelona and you look at it, you see how he kept, he could draw you exactly like you look. And then when you turn the corner, you put your ear on top of your head. Yeah. Then the next thing, you put your nose over here. And so, I mean, there are other painters, but those 3 on me, and when I saw Guernica in New York, this war painting, that just blew me out. You know what I mean? I mean, this one painting, when I saw that. So my work is, what Kelvin said, is visual. I'm interested in images, and that's because of the way they wrote, Neruda, the way Picasso painted, and the way Garcia Marquez wrote, and the colors in the pictures that Miles Davis put in my head. And I would add, Charlie Parker and John Coltrane, Jimi Hendrix up to that, James Brown.
What's crazy is, too, that craziness. How can you take that craziness and just nuts, and make it palatable, make it so that everybody, wow, it's like a fine line between making it like, wow, acceptable, and receiving, where they don't think you're just bouncing off the walls and being crazy. And I was so influenced by Miles Davis as well. I was also influenced by even like someone like Bob Marley, because I come from the island, and I just was fascinated how he was able to have that same soul connection. But it's like when you land in Jamaica, it's like, that's what you're feeling as soon as you land. It's how you establish that at a world level, like how Quincy talking about, man, we live for that kind of stuff. Like I live for that. When I see something, right, the ears are real fine, the eyes are real fine. So when you see something, even today, young people or something, there's so many, right? There's so many artists, but when you see something that, it's like, okay, he riding this wave, man. He's Samuel, and then that's what interested me too as well.